I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope and we still believe.
That is Savannah Guthrie, co-host of NBC's Today Show, sharing another video Sunday about her missing mother as the investigation enters its third week.
And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late.
Early tests reveal the glove that they found last week matches the one worn by the masked person caught on a doorbell camera last week. Investigators say he's about 5'9", 5'10", with an average build and had the Ozark Trail backpack that was recovered. The DNA could be soon added to the FBI's database. More federal immigration agents are expected to leave Minneapolis in the next few days after weeks of protests and the killings of 2 people during enforcement actions.
A small security force will stay in Minnesota after more than 1,000 ICE agents left the city. Hundreds more will depart in the coming days. Hopeman says the small force will stay to protect remaining immigration agents. The Trump administration announced last week it is drawing down its immigration enforcement surge in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
And Governor Walz is calling on the federal government to cover the costs of damages that he says were done by anti-ICE enforcement operations in Minnesota. A Kentucky political leader pushing back on how the Justice Department is handling the Jeffrey Epstein files. Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey says he doesn't have much confidence in the agency's leadership and thinks there have been mistakes in how the documents were released. A Pokemon card just smashed the world's record for the highest price ever paid for a trading card, selling for a staggering $16.5 million. It last changed hands when Logan Paul bought it 5 years ago for about $5 million. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. With less than 100 days until 33 drivers start their engines for the 110th Indianapolis 500, leaders at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway are shifting into gear, including also preparing for the first ever Freedom 250 on the streets of Washington, D.C. IMS and IndyCar President Doug Bowles.
To put IndyCars, our product, on a stage like that is just a great opportunity for us to showcase. Can't wait to see the images with the Washington Monument, which has Indiana limestone in it, obviously, and the Capitol, and just enjoying that, taking that product in a place that it's never been before. Really excited about that opportunity.
You can watch the full interview with Bowles from Inside Indiana Business Television at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. The Holy Cross College Board of Trustees has extended the contract of President Marco Clark through 2030. Clark has served in the role since 2022, and the board said Friday the extension affirms its confidence in the college's trajectory and future, as well as Clark's vision and leadership. Indiana revenue collections surpassed the most recent estimates for the month of January. The Indiana State Budget Agency said Friday that general fund revenues last month totaled $2.2 billion, which was $5.8 million higher than the April 2025 forecast, or 0.3%. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana University is shaping the future of healthcare with Hoosiers in mind. Advancing discoveries that become treatments for Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and rare diseases, and training the providers trusted to deliver them. From the lab to your local clinic, IU powers medical breakthroughs and the talent behind them. Discover how IU is solving what's next at iu.edu/impact.
The virus known as bird flu has been detected once again on a commercial poultry farm in northern Indiana. This time, a commercial meat duck facility in Elkhart County with a flock size of more than 10,700 has been impacted, according to the Indiana State Board of Animal Health. This marks the first detection of highly pathogenic avian influenza in Indiana since January 22nd. Since October 9th, more than 900,000 birds have been depopulated on commercial poultry farms across Elkhart, LaGrange, and Noble counties. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
All right, Alex, checking the west side. Ramp closed from northbound 465 to westbound 74. That's because of a rolled vehicle and a car fire. The ramp is shut down. And also a crash further up on northbound 465. This one approaching West 56th Street. It comes with a delay with 3 right lanes blocked. Traffic stop back to I-74. And then approaching downtown northbound 65, stop and go traffic beginning before Raymond Street into the South Split. That is a construction zone of man. Do we have the fog? In some areas, visibility is going to be reduced to less than a quarter of a mile, so we have to allow extra time here this morning. Please be safe. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, a dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m. this morning. It's very, very bad out there from all the images we're seeing, or anyone that's driving in to WIBC right now. So please be careful, be safe. 33 degrees is the temperature right now. It's going to be 58 today. Highs are going to get up to the mid-60s, I think almost 70 by the middle of the week. So pretty amazing. But that temperature is brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. With sports, Ryan Hedrick.
Craig, good morning. Indiana lost to number 8 Illinois yesterday, 71-51. Head coach Darren DeVries said the difference was rebounding, especially Illinois getting all those offensive boards.
Illinois is one of the best rebounding teams in the country for good reason. They got great size. They go with some physicality. They go with effort. You know, if we were going to stay with them, we were going to have to limit that. As the game wore on, they wore into us a little bit.
Lamar Wilkerson scored 21 points. The Hoosiers back at it on the road Friday against number 13 Purdue. Speaking of which, Purdue coming off a 78-57 win over Iowa Saturday. They play number 2 Michigan tomorrow. Pascal Siakam scored 10 points in the NBA All-Star Game, which Craig alluded to was a round-robin type event. Pascal and the Pacers back at it on Thursday against the Washington Wizards. Butler basketball lost again yesterday to Seton Hall, 63-56. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
He thought of the NBA All-Star Game. Tony Katz, the morning news.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
We mean business.
Trust me.
Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is always committed to premium service and no shenanigans.
Go DuganAir.com. Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is your independent American Standard air dealer.
Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. I have all kinds of like Tom Homan audio and stuff I plan to play. And yet Ryan Hedrick just referenced the NBA All-Star Game and also my reaction to it that I talked about to open the show. And now I'm tempted to ask him what he thought of the game because it was a weird new version of an All-Star Game to try to make it more competitive by having it be just 12-minute games instead of a 12-minute quarter. And it worked. It was more competitive. I just don't know if I liked it. Ryan, what'd you think of it?
I'm a big NBA fan. I've been watching the NBA since I was, a little kid, since the 80s and the 90s. I'm not sure I'm sold on this. And I read an ESPN.com article this morning that was just bloviating over the round robin style. Craig, I just don't know why they can't leave well enough alone. I mean,
sure.
In the past, they've had all-star games that have been devoid of defense, but that's to be expected when you get the world's best players involved. But this round robin thing, I mean, they were taking breaks every 15 minutes, and then they put a bracket up after the second game and said A meets B because C lost. It's like, I don't want to be confused on a Sunday watching a basketball game. Sports is supposed to simplify things. They just complicated it.
Yes. They definitely complicated it. I will say this, though, and I think as someone who's been a fan of the NBA as long as you have, which That's when I was watching a lot back in the 80s and 90s. It used to be competitive without needing to have a gimmick. And that was great. That version of the NBA All-Star Game, I think, was truly amazing. We haven't had that for a while. So getting the players back to a place where they're not so afraid of injury in the, load management era of this sport. I promise this isn't a sports show. I just can't help it. Yeah. I want to keep having this conversation. Like, they're not trying very hard anymore unless we get this weird version of a thing. And that did seem to make it more entertaining than the boringness of a joke game.
But I think this story, it transcends sports because people have become accustomed to making All-Star Saturday and Sunday part of their plans. I mean, for years and years and years, I would not miss the slam dunk competition, which I know we're talking about the All-Star Game. But my goodness, the slam dunk competition on Saturday, first of all, it was several hours earlier than it usually is because of the Winter Olympics, which I almost missed it. And I never missed the slam dunk competition. And then once they got into the competition, I'm like, where's the creativity in this stuff? The winning dunk was a windmill that we've seen a lot.
1,000 times.
We've seen that dunk play out like in regular games, and to have it during the slam dunk competition was kind of baffling. But for me, the All-Star Game Sunday was a fail. It's too complicated. People don't want to guess what they're watching. Just put on a game, feature the world's biggest stars. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, but make them play more seriously, man. I want that part. And I think Victor Wembanyama...
Defense is mandatory.
Sure. I think Victor Wembanyama might have created that on his own. He came in wanting to actually win stuff, and that's what you need. You need the best players in the game, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants of the world, to show up to the All-Star Game and be competitive. And then that, I think, fosters competitive play from everybody else. And they're not all afraid of getting injured. I don't know. This is an opportunity where I can complain about LeBron James again if I want to. I won't, but I can if I want to. He's not creating that.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and for me, LeBron James is like an adopted son. He tries to live up to somebody he'll never be in Kobe Bryant. So I just don't consider LeBron a Laker. I don't.
Oh, no.
I consider him a Cleveland Cavalier forever.
Okay. Fair enough. He is a Cleveland Cavalier. And I think at times he's trying to also emulate Magic Johnson, and he's just not the same. He's not as... Okay, again, this isn't a sports show. I promise we're going to get to all the news of the day. You know what? I would normally take a break at this moment. Thank you, Ryan, for the conversation about that. I will go ahead and play a clip of Tom Homan, just so you know that this is, in fact, a political talk show, too, on the President's Day holiday. But yes, the NBA All-Star Game absolutely fascinated me, not because of how intriguing I thought it was, but how weird of a move it was to change it as much as they did yesterday. And my wife kept telling me that she wanted me to just turn it off because I couldn't shut up and talking about it, and I'm doing it now. But this is part of the catharsis of getting to be on radio. All right, here's Tom Homan crapping all over Face the Nation when they tried to spin why ICE agents wear masks. And I thought this was a great example of why Tom Homan is so good at being the face of a lot of discussions and why he did such a good job being sent to Minneapolis and Minnesota in getting temperatures to come down there as much as possible and still getting the work done. It sounds like ICE agents are still doing exactly what they're supposed to do, but here we go. Oh, you know what? Nope, this audio is not going to play because I don't have it set up right. All right, we're actually going to take a break. Then we're going to get to the Homan audio. We're going to do all the things, I promise. This is, again, a news talk show, not just a sports one. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Foggy, Craig. Visibility reduced to a quarter of a mile or less at some parts. It is really bad and really thick here this morning. Hearing around Noblesville right now, going to the airport and back, visibility at best about a quarter of a mile. So, yeah, that's confirmed. Thank you to the listener who tweeted us that. Right now, the ramp is closed on the west side. Northbound 465 to westbound 74. You can just pop off at Crawford's Hill Road, then re-enter westbound 74. That's your reroute. Up the street, northbound 465. Approaching West 56, crash on the shoulder, and we are stopped back to the 74 interchange for a 35-minute delay. Traffic sponsor by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Widespread dense fog throughout the day. A fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. 33 degrees is the temperature right now. It looks like 58 will be the high today. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Race Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Don't miss the Dancing Worlds Tour, the greatest hits from John Mellencamp, July 18th at Ruoff Music Center. A night packed with the songs you love and the stories behind them. Ticket info on WIBC.com. Get yours before they're gone.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt hanging out as he does every single morning on this show. Kylan producing on special assignment. I normally would not talk about politics here, but I don't think we've talked about any politics yet in the show. So I am going to play the Tom Homan clip, and then we're going to talk about silly stuff. But this is a clip I was talking about. Tom Homan, Face the Nation, having a discussion about ICE agents and masks, and demonstrating why he's uniquely good at cutting through the you-know-what that happens all the time in news media. Here we go. Should these... That's way too loud. Okay, still broken. And now let's try it again, and now let's not break all our eardrums.
Immigration agents be any different when it comes to the masks as well. You know, cops go out every day.
I don't know.
Everywhere across the country get threatened in one way or another. But why have to wear all that and protect themselves when there are others out there wearing badges that don't have to do that?
Well, again, they are wearing badges. They're wearing placards to identify what agency they're from.
But their name isn't on it, right?
When it comes to masks, I don't know of another law enforcement agency in the country that has a 8,000% increase and threats. Just yesterday, the director of ICE, his wife was filmed walking to work. His home address has been doxxed. His kids have been doxxed and filmed. So no, I don't know of another agency in this country that has an 8,000% increase. And then, look, let's remember why we're here, Ed. We're here because the last 4 years, over 10 million illegal aliens crossed that border, released in this country unvetted. ICE has to do a law enforcement response to deal with the last 4 years of open border.
Yeah, it is interesting, too, when he says how many threats ICE agents get. That was before all the politics of this discussion. That was narco-terrorists that want to kill ICE agents because they cut into their financial lives. So ICE agents have been threatened by all kinds of people for a very, very long time. Sorry about the broken audio there. It seems like the technology in front of me doesn't want me to talk about politics and news. They want me to talk about other things. I don't know if we will. But if Matt Bear's still hanging out, I will transition to more fun stuff. I saw a viral leaf test that went, as I said, all over the internet. It was a woman testing her boyfriend with something that, and I'll tell you the truth, was absolutely like sarcastic and a joke. So the first two people that did this did it as a parody and did it to make light of all the relationship test stuff that exists on the internet. And now people are doing it for real because they refuse to accept that it was a joke. But essentially what it is a woman finds a giant leaf. She shows her boyfriend the giant leaf and she judges what he says in response to the leaf. Is he interested in it because she likes it? Does he say something, mean to her? All kinds of stuff. In the parody video, the guy said that it was beautiful, like you, and the girl thought that was too on the nose. So she was upset with him for that reason. But again, that was a joke one, and now they're doing real leaf tests. Matt Bear, do you have a response to the relationship leaf test?
I mean, at least he didn't say your face is wrinkled and dry like this dried leaf here. That could have gone badly.
Yeah, that would have gone badly.
Yeah,
sure.
That could have been awful.
Yeah.
Again, social media trend for the kids. I don't know if I'm picking leaves. We don't have any leaves in Indiana here right now, Craig, so that's going to be difficult to do. Are there any success stories of this? Have there been any happy couples from finding the leaf and passing on your
I don't think so.
Beautiful words?
I don't know why the relationship test became like a viral thing to do online now, where somebody records a video. And by the way, if I were a young person in a relationship and my girlfriend put her phone on like the dash of a car and started recording, I would immediately know that something was up. I wouldn't like be tricked the way that people seem to be tricked into not knowing it. I don't think they hide their phones. Like they kind of stare at them. So is it just that it's so ubiquitous? You're filming everything that you can still be tricked into thinking like something isn't real or something isn't, a game when it is one? I don't know. But the relationship test is a very popular viral trend in all kinds of forms, and the leaf test is the latest version of it. It seems so much harder to date in today's society, I will say that.
It seems like the IQ test. Everybody's, we should take an IQ test. I had a girlfriend who was always really into that, wanted to get the books. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't need a crystal ball for any of this. I know I'm dumb. Leave me alone.
Okay.
And
nice.
It's just kind of the same thing. It feels like, except like viral. You get the results and they go viral. Now everybody knows I suck.
Did the IQ test, was that like a test to see if she wanted to stay in a relationship with you? Did you need to score a certain number?
It wasn't definitive or like out there, but I got the feeling, that maybe things were a little rocky at the time. And maybe this was going to be an indicator whether we proceed. And if that was the case, I'm like, I'll fail.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to us all. That's hilarious. That lady sounds terrible. All right, let's do some...
Takes two to tango, let's say that.
Fair enough. Let's do some traffic, and we'll come back, and I promise we'll actually do news and stuff.
All right, Craig, looking at northbound 465 west side. This is a crash and closure on the exit ramp to I-74 going westbound 74. You can peel off at Crawfordsville Road, then hop back on the westbound 74 entrance ramp. Also up the interstate, northbound 465 shy of West 56. This is a crash, and it has us backed up past Crawfordsville Road. So the west side in that area, a real mess right now. Going northbound, please be careful. careful, especially with this fog. We have visibility down to a quarter mile or less with this dense fog advisory running until 10 a.m. So even it being a holiday, if you're going to work, you have to allow yourself a few more minutes here and just really take it easy. The bar is just about as bad as I've seen it in a long time, especially checking out these cameras in Hancock County. Westbound 70 foggy as you make your way into Greenfield from State Road 92465 on the east side. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers, and families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 300 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $74 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
At Pella Windows and Doors, we've spent decades helping homeowners replace their windows and doors with products they can trust, installed by local experts. For a limited time, get 22% off Pella products. Visit PellaIndy.com/radio to learn why America's homeowners rate Pella Windows and Doors of Indianapolis #1 most trusted and highest value. Call 833-87-PELLA. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Study of homeowner perceptions of leading national brands. Study commissioned by Pella, 2023.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
Attention quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives. Are you looking to work for a company that provides you with a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring for these positions in the greater Indianapolis area. If you're a quality control technician, plant manager, or sales representative, IMI has opportunities available for you. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
I think about quitting every day, and every day I buy more cigarettes. I want to quit, but I feel like I have to have them. I know that sounds bad, but I will quit. Someday.
Quit Now Indiana offers free help with no judgment. Why wait? Get the help you need. No lectures, no pressure, just free help. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today.
Coming up in 2 minutes on this Monday morning, what we're learning about a crash on Indianapolis's west side this morning, why 2 parents are waking up in jail today, why a Noblesville family is feeling especially grateful, and what IU's basketball coach said after Sunday's game against Illinois. After Fox News, from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
They still have hope. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Savannah Guthrie says in the Today Show host's new video on Instagram that also has this message to whoever has her mother or knows where she is.
You're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
And on day 16 of the search for Nancy Guthrie, there's a focus on DNA on a glove found near her home, a glove similar
to the one that masked suspect is wearing on the Nest Cam video. The DNA profile lifted from that glove will be added to the CODIS national database for comparison. We could get results soon. Now, CODIS contains more than 19 million offender DNA profiles and has helped the FBI in more than 750,000 cases. And Fox News Digital reports that investigators are using a high-tech Bluetooth scanner on the bottom of low-lying helicopters to detect Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker signal.
That's Fox's Matt Finn in Tucson, Arizona. It is day 3 for Homeland Security without funding, and with Congress on break this week, there's no funding in sight after Democrats had blocked it, demanding ICE reform after controversial immigration enforcement in Minnesota, including 2 deadly shootings. Senator Chris Coons tells Fox News Sunday
they ought to wear body cameras. You ought to be able to know that they are law enforcement and what agency they're from and have a name or a badge number.
But Republican South Carolina Senator Tim Scott told Fox,
"You're making our homeland, the United States of America, less secure because you're trying to make a political point."
ICE still has funding, but Homeland Security Fed workers at the TSA and elsewhere are going without paychecks.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. Iran's foreign minister is holding talks today with the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency ahead of another negotiation with the U.S. tomorrow in Switzerland after President Trump's threats to attack again unless Iran makes a nuclear deal. There will also be another round of talks tomorrow in Geneva trying to stop Russia's war in Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
How police say the crash started this morning. You have a clear radar over downtown Indianapolis, but it is foggy, 36 degrees. We're headed up to 57. Low visibility up to half a mile in some places as a dense fog advisory wears off at 10 a.m. this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. A crash on the west side of Indianapolis started when somebody driving a car did not stop when the cops tried to pull them over. IMPD says the chase ended near northbound I-465 close to Crawfordsville Road when the car rolled over and caught fire. The person driving the car was pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital in bad shape. Matt Baer has more on the impact to your commute coming up in a few minutes from the 93 WIBC Traffic Center. As far as temperatures are concerned, we know it's foggy. Aaron Updike at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis, says this warm air will bring some sort of wind, too.
As we get into Tuesday nights through Wednesday, we're looking at some pretty windy conditions. Anytime we get that quick warm-up, it usually is accompanied by some wind. So right now we're looking at gusts in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range on Wednesday.
He says high-profile vehicles are especially susceptible to windy conditions. 2 people were taken into custody this weekend after deputies in Hendricks County found an 11-year-old girl dead inside of a home in Stilesville. This happened Saturday morning. The cops were called to the home for an unresponsive child. They tried to save her, but they couldn't. During the investigation, officers arrested the girl's father and stepmother, who are now facing a preliminary charge of neglect of a dependent, resulting in death. A Noblesville girl was born with half a heart, but her family says it hasn't stopped her from living a full life. Here's John Herrick.
Hannah Ginther was named a Riley Champion for 2026. That's an award that Riley executives say showcases resilience and grit by turning challenge into strength while inspiring others as they navigate complex medical situations with courage. Hannah's mother, Trinity, says she's never lost faith.
People can live with half a heart, so they would have a stage of 3 surgeries. So Hannah had her first open heart surgery when she was 10 days old, and then she had her second when she was 8 months, and then her third open heart surgery when she was 2.
Hannah's 11 years old now, and Trinity says she loves playing sports. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
It was not a very good shooting day for the IU basketball team on Sunday, who lost to number 8 Illinois by 20, 71-51. IU head coach Darren DeVries.
We just got to get the shots you want, and you got guys shooting them that are good shooters. They just didn't make them.
And Indiana will take on number 13 Purdue in a rematch. If you could remember, a couple of weeks ago, IU beat Purdue in Bloomington. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:05, traffic on the 5s. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Hey, Ryan, checking the west side and northbound 465. Yeah, that ramp is closed. Going to westbound 74, shut down. Rerouters can exit at Crawfordsville Road, then hop back on to westbound 74. In the meantime, those exiting to westbound 74 backed up past West 21st Street. Now continuing northbound on 465 on the west side. This is a crash approaching West 56th Street, and right now the right lane is blocked, slowing traffic to I-74. That's an 11-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows after Raymond Street into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Service, your local experts in basement waterproofing and foundation repair. Book your free inspection now at indianafoundation.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Ryan Morse. Good morning. How does the weather look?
Yeah, it's a pretty foggy start this morning. Visibility right now in Indianapolis is down to a quarter mile. Dense fog advisory out until 10 o'clock this morning. After we get through the midday hours, we'll have skies clear, more partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. Temperatures for today in the upper 50s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low temperatures bottoming out in the upper 30s. Might have some areas of fog developing. Once again, for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies through Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday's highs in the mid to upper 50s. Big story is going to be our record warmth on the way for Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s, potentially challenging 70 degrees in a couple cases. Scattered showers and storms in the morning. Thursday, there is a slight risk of severe weather posted for the southern half of Indiana. Thursday's highs also pretty warm in the mid-60s.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Right now, it is 7:07 Monday morning.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Need TRT? Don't pay hundreds out of pocket or settle for low-dose TRT from your doctor just for insurance. Synergen X and Low T Center take most insurance plans and customize each dose of testosterone.
SynergenX.com or lowtcenter.com to book your free test today.
Donnie Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. You might not have heard of this story. You probably did if you watched like Fox News, but a lot of other places seem to want to ignore this kind of stuff. A former Team USA figure skater, 28-year-old Gabrielle Linehan, I think, was shot and killed. He was shot and killed in St. Louis, Missouri. I almost said San Luis, Missouri. This is totally an aside and a very sad story. My wife is from San Luis Potosi, Mexico. She always calls it San Luis and not St. Louis. So I almost did that. But St. Louis, Missouri, horrible, horrible story to get back to the point and the thing that matters. And the aspect of it that becomes, I guess, political, although it really shouldn't be politics, is the person who killed her. Keith Lehman, I think, or something. Lamon is the guy's name. He walked up to her car and open fired and shot her. And he has a incredibly long rap sheet of other, arrests, essentially what we call a career criminal. The problem with these stories is how often these people who shouldn't be out in the world wind up out in the world because of the leniency of certain democratic, systems that are put in place, especially within the judicial system. So that's the political slant of all this. But the thing that matters more than anything is that it's a truly tragic, awful story about a woman that used to be part of the Team USA figure skating group. And obviously during the Winter Olympics, you might pay attention more to this. And here's the thing, and I'm going to play some audio in a second from Fox News. I do think, and this is transitioning a bit, when you're talking about, say, ICE, the biggest mistake that's being made, and I think Tom Homan is doing a better job than most at this, is having a conversation about the people who are being arrested. Oftentimes when the protesting is happening in Minneapolis and in Minnesota and all this craziness is occurring, you have someone in the back yelling like, the person we're arresting has been convicted of beating a woman, convicted of, raping a child, like just horrible stuff. And they don't talk about that. They don't talk about the evil that's being removed from our society oftentimes in these sort of arrests, the rap sheets of the criminals per se. And maybe that would cause more Americans to understand the importance of this. Maybe hearing out loud that we're not targeting, a grandma of 5 who hasn't committed any crimes. Trump even said that recently, that he's not after everybody, which might have upset some people on the conservative side of the aisle, because I think they do want anyone who's illegally in this country to be removed. You shouldn't get a reward for skipping the line. That's actually something that Obama used to say, as crazy as it is. And I remember that clip from recently. But anyway, I want to play this audio of a woman who was shot and killed by a career criminal in St. Louis, Missouri, that shouldn't have been out on the street, because this is the reason that there's so much disagreement, or so much, I'd say, passion on one side of the aisle to do the right thing and remove bad people from our society, because horrible things do happen and we want them to be prevented as much as possible. Even if people are getting fired for saying go ICE, like that Chicago teacher was on their social media pages, which is crazy. A 2-word post got the guy to lose his job. But nonetheless, I think it's because of the motivating factor that is not often talked about, the seriousness of the crime very often. But here we go.
Arresting an ex-convict with a lengthy criminal history, suspected of shooting and killing a USA figure skating coach while she was waiting in a drive-thru. Chanley Painter is here with the details. Hi, Chanley.
Yeah, hey guys. So police say 28-year-old Gabrielle Sam Linehan was just sitting inside her car in a Starbucks drive-thru in St. Louis, Missouri, Tuesday morning, when suddenly this man, Keith Lamont Brown, walked up to her vehicle, ordered her to raise her hands, and then shot and killed her.
Horrible.
Brown then allegedly took her bank cards and driver's license before fleeing. The 58-year-old
Now, here, I'll stop it for a second. The thing that the left will say in response to what I'm talking about right now is that I'm vilifying people, that I'm racistly doing it, by the way, if you're talking about ICE and people who are in this country illegally. And yet you're really just telling facts and stories about certain individuals who really shouldn't be out on the street, whether it's the leniency of a democratic system in place in a place like St. Louis that shouldn't be allowing someone with a rap sheet this long to be back in the world to harm other people, or if you're talking about people who are here illegally that shouldn't be here, that have also committed other crimes, as President Trump did recently. This is simply true information. It's not saying that every single person who falls under a similar umbrella to the people that you're discussing has to be identical in human behavior to the last person that I talked about, but it is saying that there's truth to this and there's value to this, which is very, very often ignored, intentionally so, to try to make the people that think they're high and mighty, that think they're fighting the good fight for the good reasons on the other side, not have to deal with the reality of the actual conversation or the actual discussion. They want to ignore the aspects of it that make their position inconvenient to them or anyone else, or just horrible to other people. But a big story out there that might not get as much news coverage as it should, because it's not the political slant, or it's not convenient to the political slant that mainstream media often likes. Quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And I'm not going to lie to you, I needed help. I got a bald spot in the back of my head, and it's embarrassing. I see it when I'm on television. I see it when I'm on the YouTube channel. So I decided to reach out for help. And my friends at We Grow Hair Indie decided to help me out here. These guys are the absolute best. I was a little leery about it. I could not have a procedure that, 1, hurt, or 2, left me looking like I'd been scalped. But after I talked with Darren and the entire team at We Grow Hair Indie, they told me their state-of-the-art technology, the progress made in hair growth, it's going to be okay. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Contact the team at We Grow Hair Indy, 317-522-2995. That's 522-2995. Get that free evaluation. It's free. You can also go online to WeGrowHairIndy.com. Contact them today and do this with me. WeGrowHairIndy.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Yeah, crash clear on the west side, northbound 465 exiting 2. Westbound 74, you can now use that ramp. Very good. Still a little bit slow as you continue northbound past the interchange because of an earlier crash. That has also cleared, so things dramatically improving on the west side as far as our traffic flow goes. Now, the fog's going to take care of the rest as we do have a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning. That means visibility below a quarter of a mile in some parts. I've received a couple of messages this morning, and yeah, this is the real stuff, so please allow extra time if you're traveling on this holiday Monday. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 33 degrees. The temperature right now, 58. Looks like the high today, and it'll be much warmer throughout this week than it typically is in February in Indiana. But hey, that's awesome. But there is terrible fog, so a dense fog advisory in effect too until 10 o'clock this morning. The temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Kid Rock, a celebration 250 years in the making. Freedom 250 Tour, The Road to Nashville.
I put your picture.
Friday, June 19th at Ruoff Music Center. The American Badass, Kid Rock, with John Party.
Got a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The ultimate American party, Kid Rock.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Miss Valentine's Day? No worries. Zero Res is keeping the love going with a 1-week-only post-Valentine's flash sale. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $109 and get a free 4th room. That's $181 savings. But you gotta book it by February 20th to get this deal. This is a limited time offer and spots are going to fill up fast. Call my friends at Zero Res right now, 317-388-5141, online at ZeroResIndy.com, and just say you want the WIBC special.
This hour is powered by Dugan Air Heating and Cooling, your American Standard Air dealer.
I'll give a little bit. I'll give a little bit of my life
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. I am thrilled that the chat on YouTube is now also reacting to the fact that I have a freshly shaved face, which I was talking about earlier in the show. I promise not to talk about myself too much today, but I did the straight razor shave because I like it and it's relaxing, and YouTube feels the same way my wife does about it, that it's a terrible decision. I look horrible. I don't think they've said it that way. But it's kind of true. I look way worse than when I have the beard, and I know it, and I don't care because the relaxing is so great. But anyway, all right, let's do other stuff. First, be the Boer home remodeling popcorn moment. This is brought to you by Boer. They can fix your whole house. They do a lot of fancy stuff. Check out Boer and listen to Tony when he talks about them. I did like Greg Gutfeld talking about how little we need to care about mainstream media anymore because of how often they lied, especially during the Biden era, and not telling us what we definitely could see and know was true, that Biden's brain was uniquely broken. But here's Gutfeld reacting to how little seriousness you need to apply to most media you hear, most news media today, and how they can never come back from that. It's never going to be fixed with how bad it was for a while.
We're way past the part of caring about what CNN or anyone in the mainstream media has to say about anything because there's no coming back from the Biden era. We were under no obligation to believe or even take them seriously. I keep trying to think, is there anything I would take seriously if it came from the mainstream media? The weather, sports scores, celebrity deaths. That's really small turf. And it could be done by AI. So I can't envision what else you could trust them on. CNN to me is like a constantly cheating spouse who gaslit you every time they came home, smelling like cheap perfume and their underwear on backwards. So I imagine it even must be frustrating for them.
Smelling like cheap perfume and their underwear on backwards. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds like they've cheated on you one too many times in the past. You probably shouldn't forgive them this time, sort of thing. That is Gutfeld. And thank you to the people in chat that are now saying nice things about me, including Claudia, who called me girlfriend, which I'm confused by. I don't think I've ever been called girlfriend before. But anyway, thank you for that, ladies. That was very helpful. And thank you to Gutfeld for the crazy stuff he says all the time. He's awesome. And yes, you should not pay attention to mainstream media. All right, some other things out there that I saw. I thought this was interesting. A woman was rejecting dates based on their celebrity crushes. This is real. The internet likes this one. I think I have the woman breaking down how it all works, like what traits she's looking for, what the red flags are. So she asks a guy she's dating who the celebrity crush is, and there are right and wrong answers, which I find hilarious, but here we go.
He says Selena Gomez, he can do almost anything with a Home Depot credit card in the right YouTube video. Christina Hendricks, he likes superhero movies, and although he's a highly functional adult, when the lights go down, he will want to call you mommy. Scarlett Johansson, he is scrutable. Elevated bar food. Zendaya, he's a happy lover boy. Christina Ricci, he's a depressed lover boy. Sofia Vergara, he is packin' heat. Meg Ryan, he is not packin' heat. Monica Bellucci, he is a snob. Tina Fey, he is a slob. Rachel McAdams, he likes a barefoot woman in a floral sundress who always laughs at his jokes because he's not funny at all. Anya Taylor-Joy, he spends thousands of dollars a year on his nerdy hobby, but the tires on his car are bald.
Okay. Matt Bear, do you want to react to the woman breaking down all the celebrity crushes and all the problems that she has?
I didn't hear
men
Meghan
who like
Markle.
these? Yeah, I didn't hear Meghan Markle. Is that your celebrity crush?
Sometimes, not often.
Okay.
Only when she's in the news and she's scandalous.
Gotcha.
I
like all the
scandalous
time she's
women.
in the news.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah. Scandalous women. Yeah.
She also didn't say Anna de Armas, who is my celebrity crush. That was also missing there.
That's a really
which I
good
don't-
one.
Thank you. Thank you, Kylan.
Yeah, you know what? I pass on that one. You good job.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't know what the negative would be to this woman here, but I just found this so hilarious that every single person has some sort of red flag because of course they do. And this is insane to invent this, I imagine. Dating is hard, I think, is the conversation. I even was talking to Kylan off air about the world we live in right now and how hard it is. This feels like another hurdle too difficult to jump through, right? Anybody can answer
Oh,
that
yeah,
question.
I thought
Matt,
you
can
were talking to
jump in.
Kylan. Excuse me.
No,
Yeah,
whoever. Anybody.
Dating's very difficult, and that's coming from a middle-aged bachelor who doesn't like to use online dating. And so, there are going to be a lot of shopping carts and other shopping carts at the grocery store. You know what I mean? And checking out, you just kind of softly bump the person. Oh, hey, wasn't paying attention. I'm Ben. Nice to meet you. That kind of thing.
Does that work?
No, never. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
all
Not
right.
one time. But that one time, baby, boy,
man.
howdy, that's going to be a marriage. That's
Hey,
going to be.
didn't we have a discussion, Matt, about you going to the gym and trying to pick up a lady while doing a radio interview with me at one of the other radio places I work? Wasn't that a thing we were going to try to do?
Yeah, we were going to try to do that,
All right.
and then I realized that I still have to work out there. That's the problem. You get 86 to.
Oh,
it's.
I
I mean, it's the YMCA. How do you get 86 from the YMCA? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but look, I'm going to make this a little awkward for you, buddy. You're in good shape. Isn't the gym a place where you can do okay, like flirting with a young woman? Because you're not, you don't look like me.
I mean, yeah, you want to. I mean, I'm a dude. I'm single. Of course, I want to.
Right.
But it's you don't want to. The better part of me says I don't want to be intrusive. I want people to have a safe space to work out in.
Look at how nice you are.
Yeah, well, it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me.
The thing I was thinking, though, is like
painful thought I've ever had in my life.
Well, but the thing I was thinking is you can't be in not good shape and try to pick up somebody at the gym. Like that's the worst place for that. You can't be, somebody who's not working out a lot and try there. I think you got to be somebody who's in good shape to try to flirt with a young person at the gym. This is just me. This is just my assumption.
I think when you go to the gym, if your designs are just to go to the gym and make yourself better, everything else can fall into place.
Sure.
Just like in life, if you're doing with good intentions and you really want to better yourself, it shows a sign of security. Yeah, I'm okay with my masculinity, everything that comes with it. And then maybe you'll have a better chance at something like that. Or you could be like me and just, never.
Just give up entirely. That sounds great. That sounds really lovely.
Pretty honest here, yeah.
I have other audio about a guy who turned a porta potty into an ice fishing shanty. I'll get to that later because I find that hilarious. He calls it the Crappy Shack, which is something that you can think of on your own. All right, quick break. A lot more. Matt's got your traffic.
All right, guys, we're good to go on the west side. The ramp is open northbound 465 to Crawfordsville Road. That had been shut down because of a serious crash. After that, the crash cleared northbound 465 at 46th Street, and the traffic is mostly cleared out as well. It's gone north, so we are now slow on northbound 465 from 86th Street up to 865. South side slow, northbound 65 before and after Raymond. That's construction. Crash on the south side, vehicle off the road. Mooresville Road is Southport Road. And the fog is terrible here this morning. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile in some places, and this is all over the place. Dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it Tuesday afternoon. We'll recap a long weekend, the biggest stories in Indy, and maybe a little caller roulette.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Chase away those winter blues with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal from Tom Roush. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
She said she was fine, but I noticed she stopped using the front steps. And another time, she grabbed the wall instead of the railing. It's little clues like these that often show up before a fall ever happens. This is Tina McIntosh, founder of Joy's House and co-host of Caregiver Crossing. Falls are the leading cause of injury for older adults, but there are simple ways to lower that risk. Stay tuned.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
One of the easiest checks starts with shoes. If they're worn down or they're slippery, they need to be replaced. Another is lighting. Shadows in hallways and dim corners at night can be dangerous, but even a small night light can make a big difference. Rearranging furniture to clear walking paths and tightening loose railings, those are also quick things that help prevent falls. Paying attention to these details not only keeps someone safer, it helps them hold on to their independence longer. More caregiving tips and resources are available anytime at joyshouse.org, with new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is always committed to premium service and no shenanigans.
Go DuganAir.com. Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is your independent American Standard air dealer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Search efforts continue as prayers go out to the family. You have a clear radar over downtown Indianapolis, and it's 36 degrees. We're headed up to 57 and a dense fog advisory in effect for the next 2.5 hours. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. In Arizona, police say a glove found a couple of miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home looks like the same kind worn by the person they saw on the doorbell camera last week. The search for Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, is entering its third week.
The DNA profile lifted from that glove will be added to the CODIS national database for comparison. We could get results soon. Now, CODIS contains more than 19 million offender DNA profiles and has helped the FBI in more than 750,000 cases.
That's Fox's Matt Finn. The FBI has increased the reward for Guthrie for $100,000 in hopes of receiving new information. Parts of the federal government are shut down this week while Congress takes a 10-day break because funding for the Department of Homeland Security ran out early Saturday. TSA workers are still expected to show up without pay, something that could bring travelers' hopes at the airport to a slow. Border Czar Tom Homan is pushing back on some of the immigration enforcement changes that Democrats have suggested. He told CBS's Face the Nation Sunday that he thinks some of the ideas don't make sense. And February is American Heart Month. John Herrick reports on a girl from Noblesville who overcame her own heart struggles.
This is a 93 WIBC News Spotlight.
When Hannah Ginther was born, she had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which is a rare congenital heart defect in which the left side of the heart is severely underdeveloped and incapable of supporting the systemic circulation. Hannah's mother is Trinity Ginther.
Hannah has come a long way in her journey, and we couldn't be more proud of where she's at today.
She says people can live with half a heart, but it's tricky.
So they would have a stage of 3 surgeries. So Hannah had her first open heart surgery when she was 10 days old. And then she had her second when she was 8 months. And then her third open heart surgery when she was 2.
Hannah had pulmonary hypertension and went into heart failure after her third surgery. So she was immediately put on a transplant list, and she got a new heart when she was 3.5 years old. The next complication came when she had to navigate the medications she's taking.
So when you are immune compromised, which she is because we give her medication to compromise her immune system so it doesn't reject her heart, it can do a lot of other things to her body.
It caused her to have some issues with her stomach and also her lungs.
She does only have one functioning lung. on top of her transplanted heart, and that is due to the pulmonary hypertension that she has.
But Trinity says that hasn't stopped Hannah from enjoying playing sports like volleyball and basketball, and those are two sports that can put a lot of pressure on your lungs.
Hannah doesn't realize that. She thinks that she's fine, but we get very nervous about it because we hear her breathing hard, but to her, that's normal. That's what she's lived with.
But Hannah's thinking about getting into cheerleading next year. Trinity says Hannah still has to see her transplant doctor and nurse every once in a while, get stress tests done, and have the necessary checkups to make sure her heart continues to function properly. With your WIBC News Spotlight, I'm John Herrick.
It's sports time, 7:34 on WIBC's. Indiana's basketball team struggled mightily against number 8 Illinois Sunday, falling 71-51. The Hoosiers had won 5 of 6, but early turnovers in the second half gave Illinois momentum, says head coach Darren DeVries.
Yeah, turnovers are always a huge deal. I thought ours led to some transition baskets for them, too. They were live ball turnovers, and we didn't turn it over a ton. Only 9 for the game, but the ones we did have, I thought we were just a little careless with it.
Illinois grabbed 15 offensive rebounds, turning them into 17 second-chance points. IU plays number 13 Purdue Friday. As for Purdue, coming off a 78-57 win against Iowa Saturday, they play number 2 Michigan tomorrow, and the Indiana Pacers get back to work after the All-Star break, playing the Washington Wizards on the road Thursday. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick. On the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s on a foggy Monday morning. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Yeah, right, and that fog has taken us down to about a less than a quarter of a mile visibility in some spots. It is as bad as it gets, and that dense fog advisory going on until 10 a.m., so leave a little extra time here today. South side, northbound 65, grinds after Keystone into the south split. That is a construction zone. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go after 79th up to 865. Crash on the south side, Mooresville Road to Southport Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. As you mentioned, there's terrible fog outside and a fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m. this morning, so be careful out there. It's going to be warm, though. 33 right now is the temperature, and the high today is 58. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
The wind cut through the log huts like knives. The only thing thinner than the blankets was the hope of a meal.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
February 16th, 1778. From Valley Forge, Washington wrote New York Governor George Clinton that there had been, quote, little less than a famine in camp. Battles were one enemy, hunger was another. Washington pleaded for anything to keep his army alive. Farmers and governors from across the states responded. Slowly, wagons arrived, and with them, a lifeline. Valley Forge wasn't just hardship, but a test of whether the Republic could sustain its army.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You got Matt hanging out, as he always does on this show, and Kylan is here on special assignment as well. I have gotten money from Indiana Unclaimed. I lived in Indiana for quite some time in my life, but it's been years since I've lived there. I lived where you all are today. I'm in Houston, Texas, actually now, and still I get money from Indiana Unclaimed. That's how awesome they are. Go to their website. Put in your information, see if somebody somewhere owes you money. Matt has gotten money from Indiana Unclaimed. Kylan, I feel like I've asked you this before, but I always forget. Have you gotten money from Indiana Unclaimed as well?
I did, yeah. I got $100 from it.
Oh, look, okay. That's better than me. I think I got like $20, but I still got something. Like, it's still something. And actually, the marketplace item that I am featuring today, I could afford because the marketplace item is free. And it's not even all that like crazy of an item. I think the cost of it is the reason that I'm terrified of it. It's a free trampoline. This is available right now in Indianapolis. You can go to Facebook. It's got even the thing around it too, the protective like net thing. But I would never ever trust something that is entirely free that I'm going to catapult myself on. But $0 is the price for this one. Does the price of the item make you trust it a lot less? That is the question. Matt Baer, what's the answer?
I mean, it's been hit by 1 or 2 tornadoes, judging by looking at it. This trampoline,
Sure.
you get this to punish your kids. I mean, you pull your sister's hair, and it's like, yeah, you're going out to the trampoline.
Go get
And
on the
you're going to
trampoline
jump
for an
on
hour.
it. And what happens to you after that? Well, don't pull your sister's hair anymore.
Yeah, you never know.
This thing,
Yeah.
I mean, it's falling apart, Craig. It looks
does.
like it's
Yeah.
It's just maybe not safe. I don't want to insult the seller, but, it doesn't look like it's a very safe trampoline,
Yeah, well, it's free, so obviously they seem to understand it. Yeah, it's just the bottom pipes, whether they're designed to look all bent or whether they're bent and it's not supposed to look that way. They don't look good. It doesn't look good. And again, like sell it for $5 and I'd trust it more. Not a lot more, but I'd trust it more than a completely free trampoline. I would not want to bring this home to the family. Although it's not the only one, by the way. There's multiple of them. What were you going to say, Kylan?
I've seen so many free things on Facebook Marketplace, and now I'm going to have a completely different attitude looking at it, like a standing freezer to put in my basement. I thought about buying it. It's free. It's a free freezer. But now I'm like, okay, was that freezer used for nefarious things?
Right. Yeah. Well, look, I think I've talked about this before on the radio on this station, but it's been a while. I was part of my childhood was in South Bend, Indiana. And my mom was what I refer to as a garbage shopper. This is my referring to, she does not like it this way. She thought like they were free items on the side of the road sometimes. Single mom, 4 kids, drive by a house. They're throwing out what looks to be like a perfectly good whatever it was that mom would say. She would pull over and sometimes she would take it. My wife now also does this. And I've always thought that, like that free item has to have some horrible thing. It can't just be on the side of the road that someone is throwing out, like something bad had to happen to it. But I've been proven wrong in this theory multiple times by people in my life who take things off the street.
Did they ever get yelled at? I mean, did people ever come out and be like, hey, stop taking my stuff in the middle of the street? No. Okay.
No, actually, my mom is very proud of this, Matt. She says that whenever she wasn't sure about an item, she'd go up and ring the doorbell to the stranger's house. And then when the person opened the door, she'd be like, is that thing okay if I take it? And we'd have all the kids sitting in the back of the van. And so I think the person immediately would feel bad if it was not okay. And she'd tell her the truth. But yeah, like she would ring the doorbell and people would say, no, it's fine. I just don't want it. And then we'd throw it in the van with us and take our free item.
I thought you were
home.
going to say that she rang the doorbell and run away and then went ahead and threw all the stuff in
Ding dong ditch and take your trash.
Yeah, we steal stuff and we ding dong ditch. That'd be great if my mom taught me that when I was like 10 years old. That'd be awesome. But no, she had no shame in this situation. She would go up and ring the doorbell and talk to the people. And I can't believe that I made fun of that as a kid, and now my wife also does it. It feels like that's the exact thing that you get punished for. But free items to them are essentially treats. To me, immediately don't trust it.
You've had very resourceful people in your family, Craig. That's what it means.
I have.
I mean,
I have.
Between your mother and your wife, you married well. You picked a good mom.
Thanks, buddy. I didn't pick the mom.
No,
I didn't do anything. To pick the
yeah,
mom.
but my mom always says, hey, I picked you, or something like that. And I could never tell if like she was saying it was a compliment or just be like, yeah, I made a mistake here. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. That's funny, man. No, I love everything about these conversations I have with the missus now, too, because I immediately flash back to my childhood. If she sees anything on the street, like we pass anything, she wants to check it out and inspect it. Like just to be sure. We don't need it. There's no value in us having it, but she wants to make sure that it's not something that's somehow valuable because then she wants to take it home.
I knew I'd get along with your mom and your
my
and
wife?
Your wife.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, do you do this too?
I do.
Okay.
The call
All
out
right.
is crazy. I've gotten some great things from the side of the road, like a brand
Trash
new
shopping.
bar cart that they couldn't take with them when they moved from the apartment. And so I just took it. They put it by the trash can. It was perfectly new.
Sure.
Yes. There are some great things. It came from my time in college when everyone would move out of their dorms and just leave everything, like their little mini fridges and their sofas. They would just leave them by the trash because they couldn't move it.
Okay, that is the only exception to the rule. I would say that when I was in college, and I went to Holy Cross actually for part of my education, and I lived on campus, Holy Cross College. I think they just re-upped with their president or somebody that was in the news. But yeah, when college kids move, they throw out perfectly good stuff. That happens all the time. Outside of that, I usually don't trust it, but that is true. But all right, I have tried long enough now for this entire segment to justify myself.
If anybody's listening, I could use a new box springs. So just pick it up and drop it off at the radio station. That'd be
Do you have it on the
fantastic.
ground?
Yes.
Okay.
I just need it's still elevated on the box springs, but it's
Right.
not not very
I know.
boxy or springy. You know.
That
Kinda
counts
gross.
to us.
Kinda gross.
As a single guy, that's what I did all the time. Just a box spring on the ground and then the mattress above that.
It works.
I don't know why anyone thought that was bad. How dare they? All right.
Oh.
All right, let's take a break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News. 93 WIBC. Matt and Kylan hanging out too.
Here we go again.
93 WIBC.
The third government shutdown in just 5 months.
What happens next?
That includes essential workers who'll go without pay again, like TSA agents and airport security.
Happens here.
They know it's wrong. They know it's excessive.
Stay in the know.
Shooting last night that put the campus on lockdown. 2 people were killed. No word on a suspect.
While you're on the go.
It's day 13 of the Nancy Guthrie search.
2 officers tried to arrest him, but he ended up biting one of the officers.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Craig, we have some fog out there, and it is bad fog. A dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning as we check the cameras. Yeah, visibility less than a quarter of a mile in some spots, so we have to be careful, allow as much room as we can, and a little extra time. Looking at northbound 465, that is stop and go. 86th Street up to 865, and south side northbound 65 slow up to the south split from Raymond Street. That's a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 33 degrees is the temperature right now with a bunch of fog. A fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. A high of 58, too. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know. I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storm, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Got cabin fever? We've got the ultimate cure. The Ford 71st Annual Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. February 20th through 22nd and 25th through March 1st at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Over 750,000 square feet of the latest boats, RVs, Tackle-Town USA, travel destinations, and much more. Kids Day, Saturday, February 21st. Don't miss the 31st Annual Indiana Motorcycle and Power Sports Expo. One ticket gets you into both shows. Visit IndySportsShow.com. Another Renfro production.
Vascular issues are not a welcome surprise, which is why Community Health Network helps patients prioritize vascular screenings. These simple tests are available for only $33 each, and they help detect early signs of peripheral artery disease, carotid artery disease, strokes, and abdominal aneurysms. Your path to a healthy vascular system starts with knowing your risk. Schedule your vascular screening today at ecommunity.com/vascularscreen. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Stay warm and cozy all winter long with a Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing Tune-Up. See
Seasonal wear and tear can take its toll on your furnace. Schedule now. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
IMI is hiring quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives in the greater Indianapolis area. Learn more at driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Start your engine! That's the American spirit at 200 miles per hour. A spectacle of freedom, innovation, and passion. The passion of nearly 500,000 race fans. An American tradition in its 110th edition. The Indianapolis 500, presented by Gamebridge.
Get tickets now at ims.com.
United, we race.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21+.
Got friends or family who are hearing impaired? We've got you covered. Watch our shows aired live with closed captioning provided by Relay Indiana, making every moment accessible for all. Go to youtube.com/@WIBC to watch live and don't miss a moment.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you on President's Day. You have Matt hanging out because he doesn't know how to take vacation, and we're very happy about that. He is here all the time. And then Kylan is here on special assignment. The holiday crew is in on the morning show today, which, again, includes Matt because he doesn't know how to take vacation, which is great. Dating coaches explain bro science. Are we ready for some bro science on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
Matt Bear, you want to hear some bro science?
Oh, man, that's all I want to hear right now.
Okay. All right. I like this bro science a lot because I don't know why I keep referring to it as that, but that's what it's called here, apparently, because it says that you should buy flowers for ladies. That is part of bro science. The reason you should do this is because ladies like flowers. More or less, the cost of flowers is now between $40 and $80, according to the internet, to get them not just like a rose or something, but doing this randomly and not just on Valentine's Day has some sort of benefit to it because it, quote, increases attachment and increases attractive level. It's just basic psychology. Buy people flowers more often. The guy says you should do this 6 or so times a year, spending $60 each time. That's $360 a year. But whoever you're in a relationship with is going to like you more because of the amount of flowers you've purchased for them. What do we think about this? Buy ladies flowers.
I want to know. I saw a guy coming out of my grocery store, Needlers, here downtown Indianapolis, and he had a small thing of groceries in one arm and a dozen roses, from the grocery store to another. He just looked miserable.
Sure.
I couldn't figure it out. Was it because he had to carry the flowers? I kind of be excited about that. Yeah, I got my woman flowers, and she's going to be so happy. Flowers, 6 times a year. I think that if you went that much, you're trying to cover something up. Maybe that if you're going flowers over and over again. And besides, are flowers really even mandatory? Like if I'm like a really good boyfriend or husband, do I have to buy flowers? Or is that just the extra? I mean, there are a lot of questions. This is why I'm single.
I'll let the female on the show answer this.
I am so excited to answer this because this came up on my feed too, Craig.
Nice. Look at that.
A nice way that they put it was the return on investment, the ROI of buying flowers. And it's basically a low-cost brand reinforcement of how great you are. Because every time they walk by the flowers, myself included, I look at the flowers, I pick them up, I smell them, and have that whole moment. And that's multiple times a day that I'm going to be able to interact with the flowers and remember how great you are as a husband, as a spouse, as a
boyfriend,
partner.
as whoever. Yeah. That's interesting. They think about you more because you've purchased an item for them that stays in the house all the time. You know what's funny about this though, and Matt just said it. Every time I see a guy in a grocery store on a random day, not obviously just before Valentine's Day, buying groceries and then also a bouquet of flowers, I do think they did something wrong. For some reason in my brain, it's always like, this is the move that you do after this is the apology decision. And we need to get out of the habit of that being a thing too. If I upset the wife, I probably have to buy her flowers today because I got the straight razor shave the other day and she doesn't like it. So I probably should stop and do that again on the way home. And then everything will be forgiven. All things will be fixed. But that it is in our brain that we're trying to compensate for a mistake.
You should walk in with a dozen roses in one arm and a fake beard on, like with that movie clip.
Yes!
Be like, I love you, honey.
I should do that. That'd be great. You know what? You know what's weird about that? I'm just going to say it, and then we're going to take a break. I wouldn't want her to like that. I wouldn't want to find that out about the missus, that she likes the fake beard. It is not something I'd want to know.
Rips it off of your face.
Straight razor shave. Come on.
I could keep the straight razor shave and then just put on a costume whenever I'm at home. All right, we'll take a break. This got weird. Matt's got traffic for you. I'm going to rethink my life.
All right, we're taking a look at the south side, and northbound 65 is stop and go after Keystone Avenue into the south split. It is a construction zone and a delay of 4 minutes. The fog is terrible here this morning, so please allow yourself extra time. I checked these cameras in Hancock County and dense fog. Yeah, in the really bad areas, visibility is going to be less than a quarter of a mile, so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, it's the real deal today. Westbound 70 outside of that from Greenfield is looking okay right now from State Road 9 over to 465 on the east side, a 12-minute trip. And then northbound 465 from 70 up to Penn Pike is slow. Crash on the south side, Mooresville Road at Southport Road. On the northwest side, northbound 465 slow from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
So it's been a few weeks using the 3-step system from the Good Feet store, and it has been incredible. The Good Feet store. You've heard me talk about it. You've driven by it many times, and you're like, what is that place? That's the place to go to get rid of pain, because the pain is emanating from your foot. The issues with your knees, your hips, your lower back, that's because your foot doesn't have the proper support. The arches aren't they're not being taken care of. And with the Good Feet store and their free, no obligation personalized fitting, you get started on your path to feeling better all the way up and down your body. And now when I wear my Good Feet arch supports made in the USA, 100% US origin materials with a lifetime warranty, it's massaging. It's amazing. It's a 3-step system and you got to commit yourself to the system. But the result, it's fantastic. Talk to the Good Feet store about that plantar fasciitis, about that knee or hip pain. Talk to one of their arch support specialists today. The Good Feet store has 2 Indy area locations, at Clearwater at the Crossing and in Greenwood just off 65. Online at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
You've put in the years. Your experience should be respected and paid for. Vasey is hiring experienced commercial kitchen and refrigeration technicians. At Vasey, you'll find top pay, steady work, and real work-life balance, plus paid holidays, paid vacation, paid travel time, and paid training. If you're ready for a company that values your expertise and your time, this is your opportunity. Call 317-873-2512 or visit Vasey.com, VASEY.com.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom design jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with red hot deals during Pay What We Pay invoice pricing going on now. Come into Great Lakes Honda and get invoice pricing without the gimmicks, like a new Honda Odyssey EXL for under $42,000 with a finance special of 3.99% APR for 48 months or 4.99% APR for 60 months. So come in out of the cold for red hot prices at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends March 31st. See dealer for details.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what's causing some schools to start late this morning, what Hendricks County deputies discovered at a home this weekend, why a Noblesville girl is being honored, and what police say led to a crash along a highway this morning. Those stories coming up after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
A new message from Savannah Guthrie. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, as the search for her mother Nancy is now in day 16.
To whoever has her or knows where she is,
The Today Show host says on Instagram,
it's never too late.
she also said they still have hope and there may be a lead looking for whoever kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. Fox's Matt Finn reports from Tucson, Arizona.
In that horrifying Nest Cam video, you could see the masked suspect wearing gloves, and now officials are saying they possibly have a match to one of those gloves. It was found about 2 miles from Nancy's home, where I am right now. And the DNA profile lifted from the glove will be added to the CODIS national database for comparison. We could get results soon if it is a match to the glove.
Homeland Security still has no funding, and with Congress on recess, it won't have it until at least next week. So essential workers from the Coast Guard to TSA Airport Security have to stay on the job and may miss paychecks. As Democrats hold up DHS funding, demanding immigration enforcement reform, including unmasking agents. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries tells CBS Face the Nation.
Why is it that ICE agents who are untrained are being unleashed on American communities with this type of lawlessness, violence, and brutality?
But Border Czar Tom Homan points to an 8,000% increase in death threats against ICE officers as the reason for the masks. Homan also says the shutdown has not impacted immigration enforcement across the country because ICE and CBP are fully funded through the One Big Beautiful Bill. Some Republicans have cast Democrat objections to DHS funding as political theater.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. A new round of U.S.-Iran talks scheduled tomorrow. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says
it's a complicated thing. I mean, no one's ever been able to do a successful deal with Iran, but we're going to try.
President Trump has threatened attacking Iran again like last year if Iran doesn't scale back its nuclear program. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Thick fog, slow starts. You have a clear radar over downtown Indianapolis where it's 35 degrees. We're headed up to 57 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. Fog is slowing down the start of many across central Indiana, and a long list of schools are running on delays this morning. Most of the state is under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. with visibility dropping to a quarter mile or less in some spots. The thickest fog and bulk of the delays are showing up in Grant, Shelby, Howard, Madison, Miami, Rush, and Blackford counties, where many school districts are on a 2-hour delay. A crash on the west side of Indianapolis this morning started with the driver who did not stop when the cops tried to pull him over. The chase ended northbound I-465 close to Crawfordsville Road when the car rolled over and caught fire. The driver was pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital in bad shape. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is looking at occupying office space somewhere in Carmel. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
It has some in the city starting to worry.
People are terrified right now.
Even people who have legal status are terrified because of the racial profiling that they're seeing all across the country.
Stuart Mora is a community organizer who has helped immigrants in the past. He told Wish TV he's worried that federal agents will be separating families and traumatizing children. The Carmel City Council has confirmed that ICE is looking to establish an office in the city, although it's not clear exactly where or when. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
2 people were taken into custody after deputies in Hendricks County found an 11-year-old girl dead inside of a home in Stylesville early Saturday morning. Deputies were called to the home for the unresponsive child. They tried to save her, but they could not. During the investigation, officers arrested the girl's father and stepmother who live in the home with her. Both are being held at the Hendricks County Jail this morning on a preliminary charge of neglect of a dependent resulting in death. This month is American Heart Month. Hannah Ginther is an 11-year-old girl from Noblesville who was named a 2026 Riley Champion. Here's John Herrick.
That award is given by the Riley Children's Foundation to someone who turns their biggest challenge into a strength while inspiring others. Hannah was born with half a heart, and she got a heart transplant when she was just 3.5 years old. Here's Hannah's mother, Trinity.
So when you are immune compromised, which she is because we give her medication to compromise her immune system so it doesn't reject her heart, it can do a lot of other things to her body.
Trinity says Hannah has dealt with other medical issues as a result of that, but she has battled back to enjoy playing sports and practice another one of her passions, which is makeup. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
College basketball, Indiana lost to number 8 Illinois yesterday, 71-51. They had won 5 of 6. They play number 13 Purdue on the road Friday night. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 8:05, traffic on the 5s. What are you watching, Matt Bear?
Right now, Ryan, it's dense fog, and the advisory goes up until 10 a.m. Visibility down to a quarter of a mile or less in some spots, so allow a little extra time. North side, eastbound 465, stop and go after Michigan Road 231 Meridian. East side, northbound 465, slow from Penn Pike up to East 56. South side, northbound 65, slow. Raymond into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Service, your local experts in basement waterproofing and foundation repair. Book your free inspection now at indianafoundation.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Ryan Morse. Good morning. How does the weather look?
Yeah, for today, as Matt was mentioning, we have visibilities down to a quarter mile, and a lot of cases here, foggy start, but that fog will be burning off over the next couple hours. Now that we've reached daybreak, the advisory for dense fog runs until 10 o'clock this morning. After that, partly to mostly cloudy skies for today. Temperatures well above average in the upper 50s. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows in the upper 30s. Winds will calm down once again, so there will be some areas of fog waking up on Tuesday. I don't think it's as constant as what we've seen this morning. Mostly cloudy skies through the afternoon on Tuesday. Tuesday's highs in the mid to upper 50s. We're making a run at record highs on Wednesday, looking more and more likely for the Indy metro area with temperatures in the upper 60s. A couple spots challenging 70s, scattered showers and storms in the morning. And then looking ahead to Thursday, highs in the mid-60s. There is a slight risk of severe weather posted for the southern half of the state. Showers and storms, the window looking midday into the afternoon hours.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Right now it is 8:07 Monday morning.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
When the cold takes over, Bassett Services is the name you can trust to keep your home warm and safe. From furnace repairs to full system replacements, we provide reliable solutions with care and professionalism. For urgent repairs or routine maintenance, Bassett delivers service you can depend on. We've been the first call for heating and cooling in Indianapolis for decades, so sound the hound at BassettServices.com for all your heating needs. Bassett Services.
Always by your side.
Johnny Katz, the morning news. 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. I'll be back on Wednesday, too, actually, for Tony. So Tony is back tomorrow, then another day off for him, and then he's back the rest of the week. So I'll talk to you guys again in about 2 days. But thrilled to be here today on your President's Day holiday, a holiday I think a lot of people forget that comes up right after Valentine's Day often. Let's do this. Let's play this audio. Look, actually, before I play this, you know what? I'll say something. I haven't talked much about Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, while filling in on this show. And there's two reasons for that. The first one is this is blanketed all over news media, regular news media. And I think part of what's causing that is like the news porn, people call it usually, of these types of stories, of how much they want to talk about and dramatize something that's awful for this family. And that she's also a person who works at a television station, maybe even more so. But they also normally give you nothing. There's almost no update, which is in and of itself sort of shocking that we're 2 weeks in to the case of a woman, an 84-year-old woman being kidnapped from her own home, and we have almost no information. Almost no one's been arrested. There was that video that Google Text somehow got, which, by the way, Nancy Guthrie did not pay for the premium service for that smart, thing, that doorbell that she had in front of her house. And somehow it was still recording, which is good for this case. Probably not great for the amount of other times that Google might be doing this to people who don't wind up needing it because of a horrible thing that happens. But I'll be honest, like part of the reason I don't talk about this more is there's really not any new news about it, which makes you think that people are talking about it every single day, partly because they're getting attention for it. They're getting eyeballs, and there's a sort of salaciousness to the desire to talk about this topic, more so than an honest desire to give people news. But I guess there might be a game changer, according to a forensic expert who was on Fox News. A grain of salt, this. I'm not telling you that this is something that's going to have a huge impact on this weirdly, lack of movement case where you're 2 weeks in and you still don't have a main suspect, which is crazy. But the glove they found that seems similar to the glove in the video might have DNA evidence on it. Here's some of that audio from Fox News.
Listen, it is going to be a game changer. I'm really encouraged by this glove. It looks like the right length to me. It's the right color. It's found on the right side of the road, leaving her home. If you look at this video, that glove goes deep into the sleeve. Most crime scene gloves are going to hit you right here, so if he were to reach for that door, you'd be able to see his arm. Mm-hmm. That's not the case here. So I think we're on to something.
So that's the latest in the case. 2 weeks in, there's a glove that was found that seems like it's long enough to match the glove that's in the video. Again, I don't know. I get the feeling that news media is talking about this because they think it's creating viewership, not because they're actually trying to help solve a thing. And I feel uniquely bad for Savannah Guthrie as a human. Not that I cared much about her as a media personality, but I feel bad about her as a human and the videos that she's putting out and the attention that they get at a time that's probably very difficult for her and her family. And it's bearing no fruit. They're not any closer to finding the person or hopefully finding Nancy alive, which feels less and less likely. I'm saying that out loud, as awful as it is to say. Every day that we go through this, it feels less and less like there's going to be a happy ending to this story and a bad guy caught, but we'll see. But it's certainly something that's talked about everywhere, so I do talk about it very little in any of the radio that I do because I feel like you're getting that information more than enough times. Also, I'll throw this out there. This is Stephen A. Smith. This is something I did find wildly entertaining, so a great juxtaposition from the sadder story. Stephen A. talking about how if the AOCs and Mamdanis of the world take over the Democratic Party, and I kind of believe they already have. To be honest, like part of me thinks that this has already occurred, but Stephen A. is warning that it would be very bad for Democrats in elections.
But when this brother said that, what you were saying is nobody needs to make more than a certain amount of money. Who the hell are you to say that? This is America. That's not going to fly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now.
I love the delivery of a Stephen A. Smith. Continues.
Democrats, if AOC and Mamdani and people like and Bernie Sanders, if folks like that take over the Democratic Party, one or two things happening.
Yes, sir. What are they?
The Democratic Party is toast.
Okay.
Or America is.
That's pretty scary, that second part. But yes, I agree with him. I think that the failure of a Mamdani already to prepare for a snowstorm is a absolute demonstration of how things are going to get worse, not better in New York. Now that they picked someone like that, put someone like that in a position of power, there's going to be a lot of really bad things that occur. And I don't know if it wakes up anybody anywhere else in the country that might be contemplating voting for their version of a Mamdani or some sort of national version of a Mamdani, like an AOC, who more and more people say should run for president, which is shockingly dumb if that becomes a thing. Not conservatives. These are Democrats saying this just because she's young for a Democrat to run, but she's not exactly someone who's captivating with her ideas or lack thereof. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. If you act now, you'll get an extra 10% off. When your window insulation fails, usually due to old or cheap materials, all of your window energy efficiency disappears. The results? A house that is cold in the winter and hot in the summer.
Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient that you'll actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to live with broken windows anymore. Don't wait. Put an end to your window problems. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 for free sale. And get an extra 10% off. Visit windownation.com for a free consultation.
Matt Fair, how do the roads look?
Craig, they look foggy with a dense fog advisory until 10 this morning. That means really heavy parts of fog visibility could be reduced to a quarter mile or less. And it is bad here today. Slow spot on the northeast side, northbound 465 around East 56th Street, and eastbound 465 slows from Ditch Road into Meridian 31. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale is here. Score unbeatable deals and get matched with the perfect bed. They make sleep easy. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 32 right now with freezing fog is what it says the temperature is in downtown Indianapolis. That doesn't sound good. As Matt said, a 10 o'clock a.m. dense fog advisory in effect right now in Indianapolis. 58 the high today, though. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Cardiac issues are the #1 cause of death every year. If you'd like to learn about a personalized heart program that offers more than just drugs or surgery, join us for our free Holistic Integration Seminar, Holistic Heart Health, a holistic root cause approach to heart health, Wednesday, February 25th at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch in Carmel. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio. Those who attend will receive our autonomic nervous system test that measures your heart function, nervous system, and circulatory system for just $49, normally a $195 value.
What's great about the ANS test, we can see things, if you're getting evaluated even by your top cardiologist, you're not getting that information.
The Holistic Integration Free Seminar, Holistic Heart Health, a holistic root cause approach to heart health, featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, February 25th at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch in Carmel. Reserve your tickets on our website at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Chase away those winter blues with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal from Tom Roush. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Miss Valentine's Day? No worries. Zero Res is keeping the love going with a 1 week only post-Valentine's flash sale. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $109 and get a free 4th room. That's $181 savings. But you gotta book it by February 20th to get this deal. This is a limited time offer and spots are gonna fill up fast. Call my friends at Zero Res right now, 317-388-5141, online at zeroresindy.com, and just say you want the WIBC special.
This hour is powered by Dugan Air Heating and Cooling, your American Standard Air dealer.
He found me in the dark, and I found the light.
Johnny Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt hanging out, as he always does. And then Kylan is here on special assignments on the holidays. Thrilled to have both of you guys with us. Thrilled to have everybody listening with us, too. The world's most eligible bachelorette, according to her, is a U.S. Olympian. Her name is Sophia Kirby. She is a luger. She does the luge, which is a cool sport, mostly because of the movie Cool Runnings, is why I like that sport. But anyway, apparently some fan who sent her a message on social media is now flying to Italy to go on a date with her, and she's going to go on the date with this guy. They had a Zoom meeting on Friday. This is actually being talked about in the world of the Olympics. Is an Olympic athlete who describes herself as very available, that will now be going on a date. This usually doesn't end this way, where somebody who finds your social media profile and your level of fame and then says, hey, I'd like to take you out for lunch, actually gets a chance to take this person out for lunch, but this is going to happen. How do we react to this story?
Well, we know how they're going to get there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Luge?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Just luge down the hill. I don't blame her. Listen, this is, I would think, and Kylan's obviously going to be able to connect with this better than I can, but I would think that this is kind of, to me, I would be all in on it because it's an admission saying, hey, I'm not going to be an Olympic athlete forever, so let's build my profile in case I want to do something else. And I mean, it doesn't distract from training and the competition and all of that. I don't worry about myself with those kinds of things because it's just going to happen. It's going to be there. So if you want to do it, do it. And I hope it works out. I hope they have a happy marriage, Craig. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they're going to go on a date, Matt. I don't know how far this is going to go. But I love that. Kylan, did you want to weigh in on this story?
I was going to say that's super creepy for a random stranger. Obviously, that's kind of the world that we live in now, is dating random strangers off the internet. But this is a little bit more elevated with the Olympics and him flying across. But the Zoom meeting, okay, that makes it a little bit better. But do you know how much people use AI? They could AI a video of themselves onto Zoom, and then it just be, you don't know who you're actually meeting. She better take somebody with her. I'm just saying.
I imagine there will be some sort of protection mechanism. This is happening during the Olympics in Olympic Village. So, like, I feel like that's a bad time to go rogue. There's going to be a lot of people in very good shape who could beat the crap out of you if you show up and try to trick somebody for something. I just love the fact that the biggest part of this is that she was hitting on other Olympians. Sophia Kirby, again, her name, or Kirkby might actually be her name. She was flirting with like snowboarders and guys who had to post on social media that they were flattered but not interested. So this might be a nice way to circumvent more of the awkwardness of that. Now a fan is going to fly across the world to go on a date with her, and she seems excited. She seems very willing to hang out with just about anybody, according to her social media profile. So, who knows? Maybe they do get married, and then they talk about this forever. That time that your mom was competing in the Olympics, and I flew across the world to date her. Feels like a good start to a story if it ends this way. I will say one last thing, though, and this is something I used to talk to an old producer of mine at another radio show about. Attractive people have different rules than the rest of people. Because if this guy is good looking enough, to get his shot to date her by flying across the country. That's probably why it's occurring. If he weren't, I doubt you get the shot. I think you are thought of as creepy. There's a different set of rules that apply. You can do stuff that other people can't do if you're attractive enough to get away with it.
This guy's name is Bradley Cooper, and he just happened to come across this social media account. There's a lot going on here, and I would think with the attractive people and having different rules, I mean, why not just stay in her own little village echo chamber? Because what I'm guessing is there's a lot of people she'd be attracted to there, and obviously she's putting that up on her social media, but why fly somebody across the world unless there's some sort of stunt to it? So, she's a stunt woman, and that's cool. Make your money, build your profile, whatever.
That's true. Yeah, and I do wonder if they luge at some point, Matt. I am also curious about that now because she does the 2-person one. It's not the 4-person. It's the luge of 2. Anyway, other things out there. I want to play this audio quickly because it wildly entertained me. There's a guy named Jeremy. He lives in Wisconsin, and he has a unique problem. He says that when he goes to the bathroom outside in a porta potty, he wishes it weren't just a porta potty, but it was something else. I'll let him tell you the rest of it. Here we go.
On a job site, and all you have is a porta potty. It's 0 degrees out. You're sitting on it, and you're freezing, and you're thinking, well, I might as well just be on a lake fishing. I just like sitting in here and jigging for fish, and I can do it all day. I got the heater up here, and then I got a little cabinet for the electronics here, and then my jigging holes. But I got the TV mount here, and it actually holds heat pretty well. And when I first made it, it had a flat seat, so it wasn't real comfortable, so I contoured it so it kind of hugs your butt. Just relax, I'm not at work, so that's good.
Yeah, he's fishing in the porta potty that he's contoured to be nicer to his butt. What do we think of this story?
You better get the right hole because you don't know what you're going to be catching. So essentially, this gentleman is using the makeshift toilet while he's ice fishing, and I'm trying to, it's not like an airplane where there's a compartment where all this goes to. I'm just thinking directly, into the lake.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, unique phrase I didn't know about, the jigging hole, that I feel like is inappropriate.
Hey, man.
And when I say that out loud, I feel like the FCC can fine us. They can't, but I feel like they can because he had his jigging holes ready to go.
Yeah, that's it's a hole essentially that you can either fish from or use the restroom in.
Apparently,
or do both in this
a little
case.
bit of both.
Yeah,
I think he's got 2
idea.
holes.
Yeah,
I think he's got a fishing hole and then a restroom hole. But it's nice. Jeremy can sit there for hours and he doesn't even have to go to the bathroom because he's already there. All right, quick break. A lot
what a beautiful life of isolation.
Sarah, honestly, I will say this. This is a guy idea, 100%. This is never an idea that a woman would come up with.
Agreed.
Okay, thank you, Kylan. Because we like the simplicity of some things. And the idea that I could sit on a toilet and fish at the same time, uniquely masculine to be like, well, that sounds pretty good to me. Then I can spend several hours there. I got my heater. I got everything I need. So I'll be fine. And if I have to go, I go. And then I just keep going with the fishing.
Yeah, man, but you're catching your food while you're doing that,
Yeah, it's different holes,
right? It's not connected with. It's not hooking up in my heart.
Well, I think in the typical porta potty, that system that's doing the one thing, it's contained. It's not just going out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right? Isn't it? Isn't there this is the grossest thing we've talked about so far. Isn't there like a contraption
to the bottom of the sea?
Bucket. Yeah. I don't think you're just dropping that stuff into the water. I think that it's in there.
Some poor archaeologist is going to suit up and go down there thinking he's going to find the Titanic. He's like, whoa!
Oh, you just made me think in the way future when the guy finds the fishing porta potty, what he thinks of our society. And he's like, what were these people doing? All right.
It's such a time capsule, That's right. Crack that thing open in 15
Better
years.
days.
Yeah.
Life was simple back when we had the fishing porta potty. All right.
In the days of yesterday.
Right. We're just going to keep making sure. Quick break. We got to take a break. You got to do traffic. Otherwise, it'll get worse, and then we will get fired. Matt's got you covered.
Yeah, Craig, looking at the east side, northbound 465, slow after Penn Pike up to I-69. And then eastbound 465 still slowing on Michigan Road over to US 31 Meridian. Dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning. The worst parts have visibility less than a quarter of a mile, so keep that in mind if you are working and you're heading out to work today. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel Show, back at it Tuesday afternoon. We'll recap a long weekend, the biggest stories in Indy, and maybe a little caller roulette.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Start your engine! That's the American spirit at 200 miles per hour. A spectacle of freedom, innovation, and passion. The passion of nearly 500,000 race fans. An American tradition in its 110th edition. The Indianapolis 500, presented by Gamebridge.
Get tickets now at IMS.com.
United, we race.
Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Didn't meet your January goals? At Synergen X and Low T Center, they're extending their New Year's promos to February.
Book a free testosterone test, and they work with most insurance plans. LowTcenter.com or SynergenX.com. Book that free T-test today.
You've worked hard your whole life and demand the best in everything. Don't settle for tough, untraceable supermarket beef. Defiance Beef delivers farm-raised, hand-selected, Angus-influenced beef. 100% traceable, custom-cut exactly to your specifications for superior tenderness and rich flavor. From the farm to your door, no middleman, no compromises. Reserve your share today at DefianceBeef.com. Use code BEEF for free shipping on your first order at DefianceBeef.com. Defiance Beef, because you deserve nothing less.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Cutting funds for the Department of Homeland Security. You have a clear radar over downtown Indianapolis. It's 36 degrees. We are off to a foggy start with a dense fog advisory in effect for the next 90 minutes. We're going up to 57 degrees today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. A partial government shutdown is now entering its third day, with both sides still at odds over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats say they want several reforms in exchange to move forward, including banning agents from wearing masks and requiring them to show identification and use body cameras.
They want law enforcement agents to show ID when they don't want voters to show ID. There's no common sense here. This is all politics. They're talking around the issue.
Republican Minnesota Congressman and House Majority Whip Tommy Emmer telling Fox News that he thinks Democrats are playing politics with American safety. The U.S. and Iran are set to hold their latest round of negotiations in Geneva tomorrow.
Although President Trump is waking up here in Florida, his agenda stretches far beyond U.S. borders. There are high-stakes meetings covering Iran negotiators. They're scheduled to meet on Tuesday, tomorrow, in Geneva, Switzerland, to advance the talks between the United States and Iran. Now, these conversations are expected to focus mainly on Iran's nuclear program, uranium enrichment, and Iran's ballistic missile program. Meanwhile, the U.S. military presence in the region is expanding. The USS Ford Carrier Strike Group is deploying to join the USS Abraham Lincoln, already operating in the Middle East. A show of force as diplomacy unfolds.
That's Fox's Dana Marie McNichol reporting. A glove containing DNA appears to match a glove worn by someone seen on a doorbell camera. In the morning, Nancy Guthrie went missing in southern Arizona. The glove was found about 2 miles from her home and was one of 16 collected in the area over several days. This development comes as the search for the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie enters its third week. A crash on the west side of Indianapolis this morning started with somebody driving a car who did not want to pull over for a traffic stop. The chase happened near northbound I-465 near Crawfordsville Road. The car rolled over, caught fire. The driver had to be pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital in bad shape. And when Hannah Ginther was born, she was born with a hypoplastic left heart syndrome. This is a rare congenital heart defect in which the left side of the heart is severely underdeveloped and incapable of supporting systemic circulation. Hannah's mother is Trinity.
Hannah has come a long way in her journey, and we couldn't be more proud of where she's at today.
After multiple surgeries and a successful heart transplant, Trinity says Hannah is enjoying playing sports and living her life to the fullest despite medical challenges. Sports on WIBC at 8:34. Indiana lost to number 8 Illinois 71-51 Sunday on the road. Head coach Darren DeVries says the difference was rebounding, especially Illinois getting second chance boards.
Illinois is one of the best rebounding teams in the country for good reason. They got great size. They go with some physicality. They go with effort. If we were going to stay with them, we were going to have to limit that. As the game wore on, they wore into us a little bit.
Lamar Wilkerson led the way with 21 points. The Hoosiers back at it on the road Friday against number 13 Purdue. Purdue coming off a 78-57 win over Iowa Saturday. They play number 2 Michigan tomorrow in West Lafayette. And Pascal Siakam didn't do much during the NBA All-Star Game, the new round-robin tournament. He scored just 10 points across 2 one-quarter games, and his team World didn't make the finals after losing both round-robin games. I hope you caught that one. Siakam and the Pacers back to work Thursday on the road against the Washington Wizards. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matt Bear?
Looking at the east side, Ryan, it's northbound 465 slow after Penn Pike up to 75th, and that's a 6-minute delay. North side eastbound 465 slows from Ditch Road over to Meridian 31. Dense fog in spots, visibility reduced to less than a quarter of a mile, and we have this advisory for dense fog until 10 o'clock this morning, so please take caution when you're going to work today. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. We have a fog advisory in effect for a few more hours until 10 o'clock today. Otherwise, a current temperature of 33 and a high of 58 for today. So warmer than average weather over the next few days here in Indiana. And then, of course, just bad fog. So be careful out there. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
February is when excuses disappear and effort has to show up every night.
It's been a rough couple weeks for us, but this group will keep fighting, keep learning, and get back on track.
The Big Ten is stacked and postseason hopes are at stake.
Confidence is one of those things, like you drop a couple and then you got to figure out a way to put it away fast. There's another one coming right in front of you.
IU meets Purdue, Friday at 8 on the home of the Hoosiers, 93 WIBC.
Maybe I can't change the ways of this world, but I won't let the world change me.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you on this holiday. I will say this. I had some audio, but I think Twitter is now down, and I didn't save it, which is my bad. But I had some audio about how the economy is doing well. Peter Navarro talked about it on Fox, that the economy is doing better than expected. Job numbers are better than expected. There's more information coming out later this week that might be a positive, even if you don't feel it in your everyday life, which I do hate this version of a discussion. I'll say this honestly, because Democrats were saying it the entire time Biden was in office and the world was terrible, and we definitely knew our lives were not better. But right now, it's something that conservatives are saying, that it might not have an impact on you yet, but it's likely to happen soon. And I think that's a very different discussion. I think saying that the economy will be noticeably better for the everyday American, or your day-to-day financial life will be noticeably improved in the near future, is likely to be a big reason why maybe Republicans actually do well in a midterm election. If that winds up being true, if more people can feel the positivity of this economy, then of course that winds up boding well. And it does take time. It takes time for things that are in effect to actually improve our day-to-day lives. Although I will say this, for what it's worth, tariffs seem to be a driving force in a good way in a lot of the things that have been happening, whether it's bringing back manufacturing jobs, whatever the case may be. There's been a myriad of things that I think are working out better than expected, not by this administration, but by mainstream media and the way that they crapped all over it and the actual result of it. And I know that President Trump talks about this a decent amount still, but the dividend check that he wants to send to every American, I do want it. I want that $2,000, baby, if that's coming my way, or whatever I remember the amount to be. And I know it's probably not a good idea for our government to just keep sending money to Americans like they did during the pandemic and whatnot. But darn it, if this all wound up working out, you can't think that it wouldn't be wildly popular as well for a whole bunch of Americans, especially people who feel like financially things are not all that easy right now, to get an awesome paycheck all of a sudden from the government again. Like, that should be a popular decision when you get your check, however good or unintelligent that actual policy might be. But I do like how often Trump is talking about it, because it reinforces or rams home the value of having the negotiating ability that comes from the tariffs. But that is a big story out there, that a whole bunch of people in all of the same places as they were saying it before when Democrats were in charge, and it definitely never happened, are telling you that good things are on the horizon, and that a lot of the underlying data seems to, make that abundantly clear, that things will get better, not worse, in the very near future. And so, it's actually interesting. And I didn't mention this, and I probably should have today, but the Fulton County, Georgia stuff, the lack of ballots matching correctly the way they should match. And so there seems to be more and more potential for definitive proof of election fraud that occurred in 2020. I say there appears to be, because it's still not all public information yet. But just think that in the next 8 months, before we're casting ballots in a midterm election, if mainstream media has to relent and say that there was noticeable, documentable, potentially valuable fraud that occurred in an election years ago that they've trashed Trump for talking about for as long as he's talked about it, and then also the economy gets better and your day-to-day financial life gets better, if both of those things happen, I do think any fear of Democrats taking significant control of the House, of the Senate, of any part of our government would just be, poof and vanished because of how significant those things would be. I actually talked to a good friend of mine, a guy that has told me for years he'd take a bullet for Trump. He's that level of a Trump supporter. I am not quite that level. No, I'm not saying I don't like the man. I think the only person I'd take a bullet for is my wife. I doubt I'd be jumping in the way for anyone else. And that's probably why the Secret Service will not be hiring me anytime soon. But I will say that he and I had this back and forth discussion and how significant it would be, especially in the world of the election fraud discussion, if there was a win for Trump in 2026 there. And it seems like it could be coming out of Fulton County, Georgia, and some of the things the FBI is doing and the things they've been finding there. And of course, mainstream media is not talking about that story because they might be terrified of it. I'm not sure, but that does seem to be big, if not bigger, as crazy as it is to say, as the economy getting better. But all right, quick break, a little bit more coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
We had downsized. In that downsizing, my husband lost his man cave.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Deb.
My husband and I were at the home show and saw all these vendors with garage floor coatings. The one that stayed with us was Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is 4 times stronger than epoxy.
I'm the only one home, and so it's nice when well-dressed, clean-cut, respectful crew show up. That's what Galaxy sent.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy was standing behind us. That's pretty much what tipped us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage store.
We're out of this world.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Greg, slow on the east side, northbound 465, Penn Pike up to 71st, delayed 9 minutes. South side, northbound 65, stop and go from Raymond into the south split because of construction. Dense fog advisory going for about another hour and 15 minutes until 10 a.m. today. Yeah, that means a dense fog, and where it's worst, we could have visibility less than a quarter of a mile. Allow yourself some extra time today, if you would, please. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like 32 right now in downtown Indianapolis with freezing fog. That sounds bad, although also an awesome name for a band. Dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. and then a high of 58 today. The freezing fog opening for like Metallica. I don't know why. I think that sounds cool. That temperature has been brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Sponsored by Armstrong Pharmaceuticals.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Join WIBC February 28th at the Hyatt Regency at 6 p.m. for a night of flair and reflection with Tony Katz. VIP and general admission tickets are on sale now. Act fast. Get all the details at WIBC.com. Brought to you by Defiance Beef Company, Chimney Solutions, and Premier Arms.
It's a party, we're just getting started. Everything is alright. These are the good times. It's a
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt and Kylan hanging out, as Matt does every morning on this very program. Kylan here on special assignment. Kylan has some holiday topics for us. The first of which I think is about, way to go, you.
Look at that.
The first of which I think is about Fat Tuesday and then some New Year's, Chinese New Year stuff, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot of different things. It's a party all around for everybody. I mean, obviously today is a holiday. Hopefully you're getting to enjoy it without work like us.
Sure.
While we're on the topic of President's Day, I do want to mention it's free admission to the Indiana State Museum downtown from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a puzzle party for President's Day. They have a Rubik's Cube competition. They have mind games, puzzles. There's a puzzle swap if you want to bring your own puzzles to swap out.
You sound uniquely excited about a puzzle party. I'm just going to put that out there.
I'm also excited for free admission. I'll be there.
Sure. Okay. Gotcha.
The Benjamin Harrison Presidential Site is also having an event right now. Not now. What time is it? Almost 9 a.m. The event starts at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visitors can go by for a President's Day celebration. Okay. Tomorrow, though, yes. Your Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday are going to begin. One of my favorite places to celebrate with is Yats. I don't know if you've had Yats before, Craig, but when you're back in Indy, you need to try it out. It's the best Cajun food. And for Mardi Gras, they give some free cake. They did last year, at least. They give free cake with your purchase of entrees. Yeah, a little bit of luck.
I like
going
free
into
cake
your-
in general. That's going to be a winning message for me. Free cake is a good decision. What else you got?
Well, Chinese New Year is also tomorrow. And, well,
yes,
it's so weird. All of these dates. Fat Tuesday is much sooner than it was last year. Last year it was on March 4th. So I feel like everything is coming a little bit quicker, which I don't really appreciate, meaning Easter is also going to be way quicker for your year. Anyways, Chinese New Year is also happening tomorrow, and which leads us into the year of the fire horse. Yeah. How about
Matt's
that?
now excited.
That's cool.
All right.
There are some superstitions that go around this. So if your New Year's resolutions aren't working out that well, and maybe you're not having a great start to the year, now 2 months in, maybe this is a way to reset going into the rest of it. So you could wear red and gold for luck and prosperity. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. What are the other colors?
The thoughts are you're supposed to wear those colors on that day, but then afterwards, because it's a year of the fire horse specifically, they say to actually avoid red for the rest of the year and find more neutral and like calmed down tones like whites and yellows because it brings more calm and grounding.
Yeah, what are the consequences here? What happens over there?
Yeah, if I wear red, am I going to be like too fiery?
Death and doom. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't wish that upon anybody.
That's day to day.
Yeah. Man, Matt, I did not expect it to be that bad, to be honest. I didn't know death and doom.
I thought there would be something in the middle,
They
but
do,
it's like we're jumping.
They do believe in that bad luck quite a bit. Like you're not even supposed to wash your hair or clean and do laundry or complain or cry because all of that can lead to bad luck going into their Chinese New Year.
Gotcha.
Well, I might smell bad, but at least nothing will fall on my head here. So
I would take smelling bad over death and doom. That sounds okay.
It seems like a lot, man.
If I got to
seems
pick
stressful.
between the two.
Yeah.
Were you as excited about free cake as I was, Matt, or no?
I love free cake. I love anything free and chocolate. I was talking to Tony about this once, and he made fun of me. Believe it or not, chocolate cake
I can't see
is
that.
best. I know, me either. The chocolate cake is best when it's been sitting out for a couple of days because it kind of gets that crust on the end and the icing gets tough. And if you like grab a little piece with your hands, it's going to hold together. It's going to be like coagulated, and it tastes
This is what he made fun of.
good. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you kidding me? Are you a bachelor or not? And he's not. So of course he doesn't get it. But it's.
Wait a second. Actually, I understand both sides of this conversation now. I get where Tony would make fun of you for preferring old cake to new cake because newer things are usually better. However, if you're going the bachelor argument, of course I've eaten cake, that's older than it should have been when I consumed it. I've eaten a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have consumed because I was a bachelor and it was there and I was hungry enough to see if I get sick from eating it. Those are two different things. I don't have to enjoy that pizza, right or no?
Yeah, that's a very good point, I think. Okay. I think that's a very reasonable way to look at it. I just wanted to,
new cake is better, but any cake is good for me if it's in my house and I can eat it for free.
Okay, so you would prefer the moist, soft chocolate cake as opposed to the one that just, that one that fights your back a little bit, that says, hey, I'm a piece of cake and I'm going to make you pay a little bit for eating me. I mean, that's my kind of cake. I like my cake like my women, just fighting back.
Difficult.
Well, yeah, difficult. Thank you. That's
I got you.
Word.
That's better.
That's the better word.
Kylan, anything you want to weigh in on this?
Thank you, Kylan.
I didn't know if she wanted to say anything else to this whole thing.
Well, not after that.
Okay.
Go eat your
I don't want to
pizza
say anything
and old
after
cake.
that.
If you want, you could eat dumplings and something a little bit better tomorrow.
Yeah, doom and gloom. Well, no, bachelor rules are different rules, though. Like, I accept that. Whenever my wife goes to Mexico, she's from Mexico, she'll go for like a week or two at a time. Bachelor rules kick in for me with how I consume food. Like, I'll do things that she would not be approving of if she were here in the house making food with us, like super old pizza and whatnot. But then again, those are different rules. I'm not having a better time. I'm just having a time that I accept, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Have you ever been tempted to like grab a dirty dish off somebody else's table, like if it's only half eaten? I mean, seriously, especially like if it's a half-eaten steak and it's cooked to perfection, like medium rare, and you just see it sitting there and you're like, why? How could you not bag that up? How could you not take that with you? I mean, I want to grab it.
I hate seeing it go to waste.
Oh,
yes.
Me too.
Okay. The both of you are already in on it. I was going to go with the great, not late, he's still alive, Dave Chappelle, and just plead the fifth. But no, that's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, I was going to plead the fifth, man, but Kylan said yes, so I'll say yes too. All right, thanks, guys. It's been great. So much fun hanging out with both of you. So much fun hanging out with everybody. Tony's back tomorrow. Matt's got traffic.
Yeah, it's a great poll, by the way. Northbound 65 on the south side, slow. Raymond Street up to the south split, and on the east side, northbound 465 slow from Penn Pike up to 71st. That's fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning. The fog advisory is saying if you're in the really bad parts, your visibility could go down to less than a quarter of an inch, and that means you can barely see ahead of you. So please, if you are going to work today, if you're on your way, allow plenty of time. Just take it nice and easy with a little bit of holiday planning as you go forth here today. Checking everything else around the interstates. I don't see any trouble going to the airport right now. If you're going westbound 70, ride sharing from downtown Indianapolis. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
Attention quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives. Are you looking to work for a company that provides you with a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring for these positions in the greater Indianapolis area. If you're a quality control technician, plant manager, or sales representative, IMI has opportunities available for you. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Indiana Foundation Service, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use
Got cabin fever? We've got the ultimate cure. The 31st Annual Indiana Motorcycle and Power Sports Expo is back and better than ever. February 20th through 22nd and 25th through March 1st at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Featuring the Midwest's largest selection of motorcycles, side-by-sides, ATVs, gear, accessories, and more. Plus Biker Showcase, Tiny Tots Riding Adventure, and the pioneers of Hoosier motorcycling. Your ticket also includes admission to the Ford Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. Visit IndySportShow.com, another Renfro production.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is always committed to premium service and no shenanigans.
Go DuganAir.com. Dugan Air Heating and Cooling is your independent American Standard air dealer.
From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, this is 93 WIBC HD1 HD2, Indianapolis.
We still have hope. And we still believe.